All right, welcome back to another episode of the Loosely Related Podcast. This is episode 32.
Episode 32.
Episode 32.
32.
Yes. We're back. If you can see, the hologram seems to be working again, at least temporarily.
For now. It's going to go back on the glitch next week.
Yeah, probably.
It's going on the glitch next week.
Oh, so you have it you have it See, now we're starting to see it's pre-programmed.
I already pre-programmed for next week.
Oh, look at that. Look at that.
The hologram is going to look like
stroke.
Yeah, I'm going to have a stroke.
Yeah.
Brian's going to be back as the hologram again.
Yeah.
Playing Joe Hassett, not Joey, but Joe Hassett, because I won't be here next week, unfortunately.
All right.
I'm just assuming if we're confused at this table, I don't know what the hell these people are.
Oh my God, exactly.
Because I don't know what the hell we're talking about.
You know what's honestly really funny? My friend, a friend of mine texted me the other day, and he was like, "Hey man, what's the deal with all this hologram conversation? What are you guys talking about that?" And I was like, "Oh, it's something. It's like a loose related thing. Sorry, you gotta be in the know. You gotta be following know what it is.
You
gotta
be
in the Patreon.
You gotta go back to the very beginning. We're 32 episodes in, so you got to go all the way back to episode 1, and then it's like every other.
Think about this. If you're just let out like season 8, this is like you've never gotten to see Game of Thrones. You're getting to see it all at once. It's exciting for you.
Exactly. But anyway, so once again, I am joined by my co-host here. We got my dad sitting over here in the middle. Joe, what's up?
How you
Dad?
doing, everyone? Welcome back to the show. Hope you guys are enjoying the show. There's not much going on. I'm just exhausted, man.
We've been doing so much studio work. So that's the big thing, right?
We were up till 2:30 in the morning last night, building continuing to renovate not only the studio but the rest of the basement. As I mentioned in the past episodes, our basement was destroyed by a flood.
Yeah, man.
And I had to rip it all out. And you might have even seen in some of our past behind-the-scenes footage, you could see the dungeon behind the fake wall that we used to have.
Cut to a scene of Parasite.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, pretty much.
Or at least 28 days later or something like that. It might even be better.
Yeah, and the dangerous situations that we had here. So I saw that, and I was like, oh, God, that gives
we got to fix this up.
That was motivation for me to fix the studio, the podcast studio, and then I figured I might as well just keep going, fix the whole basement. So that's what I'm in the process of doing.
And you have done a great job. You really have, man. And then, of course, welcome back to Rob. He's back this week. How you doing, man?
What's up, fellas?
How's the family? How's everybody doing? Is everybody doing all right?
Yeah, we had some unfortunate events from my wife's grandma had a stroke, but she's on the bend.
She
on the mend.
On the mend. The bend.
Yes.
She's on
a bender.
She could be on a bender. That's fine.
But she's a tough lady. So I stopped by to see her the other day. She's like, has her red lipstick on. She's over there, like half her head is shaven, unfortunately, because she had to have a shunt. It was sad, but she don't play around, man. She's like, give me my lipstick. She got her fire engine red lipstick, and she's like flirting with all the guys in the on the
Really?
That's great.
She's a firecracker, man.
She's
a tough lady.
I'm glad to hear that. I'm really glad to hear that, man. And then, of course, as always, I joined in the back by our producer, Brian.
Hey, Brian.
Welcome back, buddy.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, man. So, we're all back together. Loosely Related crew is whole again, and it's kind of right in perfect timing because one of the big things that we talk about on this show a lot is movies, TV. Talk a little bit about like economics and foreign policy, and obviously a lot about different just Chinese politics mostly.
We're big on that.
We're big into
foreign language films.
It's a real niche.
Exactly.
A little bit of this and that.
Dominoes,
latest
cricket.
Discoveries in botany.
Yes, botany for
Botany
sure.
is a big botanist. Botanist stuff.
Those are our most riveting episodes, our botany episodes.
The botany episodes are analytically speaking, there are like
highest rated
10, 15 million views.
Yeah.
I haven't checked in a while.
And it's growing.
It's growing.
If you get the joke.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. Oh, my God. He just used up all of our brain power for the whole episode in that one joke.
I'm shot. I'm gone. I'll see you guys.
But no, so one of the things we obviously we talk about movies a lot, and the big news this week, just right in perfect timing, is the Oscar nominations came out recently, and the Oscars are right around the corner. So I thought they were this Sunday. They're not this coming Sunday. They are next Sunday, February 9th is the actual date of the Oscars.
People get really fired up about the Oscars.
They do. Yeah. I mean, I think
you're one of them.
I am one of them. I've mentioned on the podcast before. I watch them every year. It's something that in my house, like my mom and I
print out. You always print out the
ballots.
The ballots. And we all.
Oh, do you?
I do. I swear. Yeah, I really do.
Oh my God.
And we do ballot things.
Oh, you play along at home?
Yeah.
Do you do the,
I don't.
You can enter a paid ballot.
So 1 year I did that through ABC was doing it, and it was it was like a prize. You win like a sign. It was the year that I did it because it was the year that Dark Knight came out, and you won a signed Heath Ledger Joker poster.
Oh, really?
And I wanted it so bad, so I signed up for it. I got destroyed that year. I think I got like 2 correct.
Really?
The only thing I got correct was Heath Ledger for Best Supporting Actor.
Oh, wow.
That was it. But
yeah. Nestor, the guy we had on the interview, Nestor, for the producer. He's a huge. We have to have him over maybe for the. Him and his wife are so into it too. They're as big into it as you and,
really?
and Mom are.
I didn't know that. Okay, cool.
Oh yeah, he's huge into it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, the Heath Ledger, I know we'll be getting into it a little bit. Maybe another guy, another Joker for a big time award.
The best.
I wonder if that'll prohibit anything. I think. Like there'll be any deal where we've already had this character before. Or does
technically he didn't already have this character because his Joker is a different Joker. It's not.
Yeah, sure. I mean, to me, it shouldn't make too. I know there's a difference, but I don't know what these people think.
Yeah,
I'm confused every year, honestly, by how it ends.
I don't think I would be shocked if. I mean, he did great.
He did a great job. You know what's interesting? Now, I would have to look it up. Has there ever been like a character that was played by two different people that won Best Actor? You know what I'm saying? Like.
Might be
like there wasn't like two Sherlock Holmes that won. There wasn't like two Hannibal Lecters that won, or like that would be like I would have to imagine it's the first time that like the same character that somebody won, like two different people won Best Actor for playing the same character. That would be pretty cool.
That would be awesome.
At the same, no matter what, it's the same moniker.
Yeah,
right? It's still the Joker. He still lives in Gotham City. He's the main antagonist of that entire story. So yeah. I mean. The movie itself, I very much enjoyed, but I think he's a shoo-in to win.
I think the best way to try to get into win is to lose as much weight as possible, look totally cachexic and sick. Yes. And then you're a shoo-in. And look at all the people who do that, and they're like, oh my God, she's so brave, she didn't wear makeup.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Oh my God, look at him.
Yeah.
I mean, this is literally on funtrivia.com. I don't know if it's true.
Very reputable.
Okay. Yeah, right. There we go.
But it says Robert De Niro and Marlon Brando both played the part of Vito Corleone.
Oh, that makes sense.
That
makes sense, yes.
De Niro won Best Supporting Actor, and Brando won Best Actor.
That makes sense.
Oh, but that was 2 different years, though.
But no, but that's
that's
the point. That's
right. So they're playing the same character, right?
Oh, wow, interesting.
And we'll be talking about some of those actors are still hanging around.
I think this is going to be the second year because if I don't. You want me to take
the second time? You mean?
I don't because
we're going right into it like that. Unpack this.
Jump right into it.
I freaking loved that movie. It's one of my favorite movies. I have a couple of really favorite movies this year. There's a lot of good ones this year.
A lot of good ones.
I think we all agree on that. 2019 was a year for film.
Really good movie.
It was a good year.
And TV. What else is new? But definitely film.
And I think
it was bad. Do you think?
Relatively speaking.
Last year was actually.
Yes.
There wasn't anything really out.
Yes, completely. So I remember sitting down last year and saying to myself, I've only seen one movie out of the Best Picture nominees, and I think I saw Black Klansman, and that was it. That's all I saw.
Okay.
Black
Right.
Can you pull up what the nominees for Best Picture were 2018?
I was
just curious. I don't even remember.
That was when it was Black Panther. Was nominated,
I think Black Panther.
Right? That was nominated last year.
Yeah.
Well, I don't even remember what won.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, it was not a memorable
movie.
It was the Green Book.
Oh, that was a good movie.
That was a good movie.
I actually like that
was
movie.
good.
Yeah.
But I think the Joker movie, he's the best Joker since Heath Ledger. As far as movie Jokers go,
better than Jared Leto. Jared Leto was not good.
Right. They're like so.
I think that was
right
a terrible
there.
script too, though.
Yeah,
the movie wasn't good.
And he has a Joker laugh in that, which is just awesome.
Yes,
it's as good as the guy from Hamilton. Who does the actual comic voices?
Oh yes,
Hamilton. The guy who played Luke. He does the voices for he does the audio for the laugh for Joker.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, not Hamilton.
The guy who plays Luke Skywalker.
Mark Hamill. You were close.
I thought you were talking about Lin-Manuel. I'm like, what?
That's where.
What are you talking about?
No,
funny. You said
talking about Broadway. We went 2 different ways.
Mark Hamill. He's the comic.
He's done the voices a lot.
He does the voices. He's the voiceover for the Joker. Yeah. And he's considered to be the best Joker character.
A lot of people do. Yeah.
So I have to interject quick.
Yes,
so it wasn't 2018 that was bad. It was 20. So you know how like the Oscars. So the Oscars of 2018 wasn't because the Oscars of 2019 was for.
Oh right.
That was for 2017. Right. So the Oscars in 2019 for 2018.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
That's what was bad.
All right. So what were the pictures? You got them?
I have to look that up now.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm sorry. Yeah.
So I mean, I loved Joker. I think it was great. Now there's
that laugh was pretty maniacal.
No, I don't know. I don't think it's my number one because there's so many good ones.
Right.
It's definitely probably my number 2.
Fair enough.
Probably my number 2 because there
were in your top 5.
All right, so just so we're all on the same page, why don't we get Brian do the 2019 and then the 2020 so we can kind of see who's this year and who was last year.
So last year's it was Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh, that was really good. Oh wow.
The Favorite, Black Panther.
Right.
That's a movie I actually didn't really care for.
Yeah, I didn't either, really.
Yeah.
It was good, but...
It was good.
It was okay. It was good.
Yeah, and by the way, because I say I don't care for it, that doesn't mean that it's like social implications. I'm not like shitting.
Right.
I know. I feel like
be careful.
No,
right.
To make
what you're saying.
Yeah.
I'm not saying
Disclaimer.
it's anything to do with anything.
No, right, exactly.
Not at all.
But that doesn't mean I can't criticize
Right,
it.
of course.
Right.
I think
Green Book, Black Klansman, Vice, A Star Is Born, and Roma. So it was okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was okay. It was
What the
okay.
hell was Vice?
Vice.
remember
That was about Dick Cheney. That was when Christian
okay,
Bale
yeah,
played
that's
him.
right. Okay.
Yeah.
They probably lost 50 pounds to play and then gained it again. And
Yeah, also, I don't know if we mentioned it, but if you can't tell, we're talking about the Oscars this episode. Just wanted to throw that out there before we keep going. Yeah, so this episode's going to be
this is our Oscar. We should have wore tuxedos.
We should have wore tuxedos.
We should have. Wow. No, see, we don't think. We have these meetings on Wednesday. We don't think about that.
We do have entertainment ladies are in the back. They're like,
they're doing the rest of the floor for
wardrobes. Well, they're also grading our wardrobes.
Somebody just had a stroke. They're like, they have a meeting and this is what they come up with?
This is what they do?
Yes.
I could have. Yeah, right. I could have put down a red carpet for us.
Yeah.
We
could have done that, I guess.
Post-production, Brian, you got work to do.
Yeah, really, seriously. But,
I don't know, man.
All right, but those are like, honestly, it does seem like a weak lineup. Just a quick, to put into context, I think Bohemian Rhapsody was, it's pretty well reviewed. Even though there was some criticism saying that even though he played a great, what's his name? You like him from that show?
Rami Malek.
Right. He played an excellent
Freddie Mercury.
Freddie Mercury.
Yeah.
But they said, he just basically lip sync. He didn't add anything to it. But I'm not sure whether you needed to. And the other criticism was that they only showed the highlights of the band, basically.
Yes.
And there was a lot of other nuanced stuff that they left out.
Right.
Exactly.
But this year you had Rocket Man, which supposedly it's a very similar film about Elton John.
Yeah.
That ain't even close to making the list of the Oscars.
Right.
Crazy.
So that to me shows you what a stronger year it is.
I will say one thing that we're going to get into our Oscar snubs in a little while. A little spoiler alert. That movie has a little bit of a snub for me in that, but I mean, anyway.
Now, listen, there was 9 Best Picture.
That's what I was going to say. If you want, I was going to say, if you want, we could just jump right into it. Talk about
the list of
what's
Best
this?
Picture?
Let's hear it.
Okay, so the 2020 best. Well, see, this is where it gets confusing. Is it 2019 or 20? It's 2019, right?
So
it's 2020 Oscars.
It's the 2020 Oscars. It's the 20. It's the best movies from 2019.
It's like a football season, right? You got your Super Bowl in the following year.
You could say the 2019 nominees for Best Picture.
There you go. Okay, so it is Ford v Ferrari,
right?
Okay.
The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, Joker, Little Women, Marriage Story, 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Parasite.
Right.
Okay. So I think just by the lineup alone, I think we can qualify this as a much stronger year.
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah, man, for sure.
And you know what? Netflix is making a splash on the line.
They are, man. They have
got the Marriage Story. The Marriage Story. It's Marriage Story for Best Picture.
Yeah, what I keep hearing is Adam Driver's like a revelation in that movie.
Yeah. You also have the 2 Popes, which you have the best actor and supporting actor in that one. So Netflix is putting out some good content.
Big time, man.
I hope they succeed.
100%.
Joey and I were saying off.
Yeah.
Well, that's a whole nother. We touched on that all the time.
Yeah, we did.
But that was something Joey and I were actually saying. I had kind of gotten out of movies for a little while, just got busy with life. And he and I were saying earlier, I think a lot of it's because television is almost rivaling movies, where cinema in the past, I think, held a higher... Yeah. Well, how do you see? You know what I mean? Like,
place in,
like an actor would want to be in a film more probably than the silver screen, right?
For sure.
But now you're getting actors are crossing over.
The separation rate is much less now.
Now that actors are crossing over, they're going to Netflix, they're going to HBO, they're going to all of these different places.
Right, so that's the point.
Hulu, all these different places. Amazon is even having.
And we're watching these,
and
look at the production value of some of these. Some of these HBO production used to be like head and shoulders better than the rest, but everybody's catching up.
Yeah.
The Irishman was on Netflix.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying, man. For sure, 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, there's definitely a lot of. I mean, I could say like I was making that joke that like last year I had basically seen probably only 2 or 3 out of all the Best Picture nominees. This year I've seen basically almost all of them, except with the exception of I think. Unfortunately, I didn't get to see 1917. I had a chance to watch it. Parasite, I didn't get a chance to really.
No,
see.
Either did I. Did you see Ford v Ferrari?
I did see Ford versus Ferrari. That was honestly, I enjoyed it. It was a good movie.
That's a highly rated movie. I want to see that.
Yeah, so Joe and I didn't see that. Joe, you saw it.
Yep.
The Irishman. Everybody saw that.
The Irishman. Everybody saw that.
Right.
Yep.
I've seen 6 out of the 9.
You've seen 6 out of the 9.
I've seen The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, Joker, Little Women, 1917. And Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah, so you saw Little Women. I didn't see that either. So you saw 6 altogether.
6 out of the 9, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, one of the big things that I wanted to definitely talk about this episode was obviously the big thing is, everybody has their picks, what they think is going to win and all that. I know we haven't seen all of them. If you had to right now, on the spot, gun to your head, take a shot in the dark, which of those 9 movies do you think is going to go the best picture? We're going to go around the table real quick. Gun to your head. I'm going to put a gun to each one of your head, including my own. Ready, Dad? Go. Who's going to win best picture?
1917.
All right. Rob, who's going to win best picture?
1917.
Okay. Brian?
Dude, I don't even... Little Women.
I'm going to actually say Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. That's what I think is going to win.
That pops into my head.
It's hard for me because I haven't seen most of these movies. The film guy has not seen most of them.
I know.
Brian, keep track of this because we're going to have a contest on this one too. First, all right? And there's going to be a punishment involved for the person, the one who has the worst.
And it's going to be a funny punishment.
Yeah.
So I think right now we have that. So the other big thing we're talking about was, every year I always have, like we always talk about, we always make that joke. I have my top list. And I do have a top 5 this year. Of course, I had to do it. Always, it's my thing.
So your top 5 is all 2019, right?
So now these are my top Joey's top 5 favorite movies from 2019. Okay. And, there's a lot of good ones on there. One of them is a little spoiler alert for later. We're going to talk about spoiler alert. Sorry, that's the Guinness talking.
Okay, it's a little foreshadow for later.
Foreshadow. Yes. But one of them is actually going to be later. We're going to talk about movies under the radar that kind of went like most people didn't see.
Yeah.
So just real quick in order. Number 5 on the year for me, I love this movie because it was really just so good, was, believe it or not, John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum.
That was a good movie, man.
That's your number.
That was a really good movie.
That's my number 5 on the year.
When you talk about like slick action movie,
that's
oh
what
my
I'm
gosh,
saying.
the action is so good.
It's so good in that, and it's kind of funny because like I said, I loved it. It had some of the best action sequences I've ever seen in my life, but I think the reason why I really loved it is because I actually enjoyed Part 3 more than I did 1 and 2. And it's
really?
Like, how often can you say that about any trilogy? Like they get better as they go along, or that they're even good. Usually they fall off the wagon, and sometimes by 3, the trilogy is just absolutely fallen apart. Yeah. And in this case, I would argue that each one got better, and that 3 was arguably the best one out of all.
I think they did a good job on iterating on the action.
Yeah.
Because the action itself was good, right? I think most people would agree it's friggin' pretty amazing, some of those scenes. But I liked how they did, some of it was like the quick cuts, but even though when he's running on the horses, right, and the motorcycle, they have some nice long scenes going on there.
Shots going on there.
And they look awesome. They're friggin' awesome.
It's incredible.
So I can't argue with that part.
And they trained so hard.
The action was
amazing. You gotta give them credit. Those people, I don't know if you've ever seen any of the training footage from them training for John Wick.
Shooting and all this. Yeah. That's pretty crazy.
They trained for months and months for that. So that's pretty awesome. Number 4 in the year, talked about it 1,000 times. I had to put it in there. By the way, I want to go back real quick. John Wick Chapter 3, I gave it an 8.5 out of 10 on my list. So number 4 for me, Avengers Endgame.
Okay.
I had to mention it, directed by Joe and Anthony Russo.
Definitely.
The culmination of 22 movies in the Infinity War saga. Big deal for me. These Avengers films were actually like a huge part of my life. Like they were like really important to me. Started watching them in 2008 when I was still in high school. I remember going to see with my friends that are unfortunately all kind of moved away. It brings back so many good memories for me. Like when I get to kind of sit down and watch those. It's not my favorite Marvel film, but in 2019 it definitely was. I give that an 8.5. And then number 3 is a documentary. It's a movie this is the movie that I was gonna probably put number 1 on my under the radar. And my dad and I watched this. It's a movie called They Shall Not Grow Old. And what this movie is, it's a documentary film that was directed by Peter Jackson. Mm-hmm. And the film was created using original footage of World War I that I guess they gathered from that was Imperial War Museum archives.
Yeah.
So basically, it's like 100 years old, right? But they also got audio clips and audio files from the BBC, right? And they even got interviews of British servicemen who fought in the conflict. Now, what's so interesting is that they colorized all of the footage mostly, and they even with modern production techniques, they were able to add sound effects, and they added the voice acting. They took those interviews that they got, and they went ahead and they actually dubbed the voice acting over the mouths of the men on the film.
Yeah.
And it is
it was really it's really incredible.
You're watching World War I with sound effects and with actual dialogue, and Peter Jackson spent years doing this and remastering the film.
I can't remember. Was it on Netflix or what did we?
No, I think you and I think we might have bought it actually on Amazon. I think we actually did.
I think we did. It was on Amazon. Yes,
but it's a phenomenal documentary. If you have not seen it,
very good.
What's the name of this again?
It's called They Shall Not Grow Old.
They Shall Not Grow Old.
And I give it a 9. I give it a 9 out of 10, and only because at certain points it does, like by the end it kind of gets a little bit like repetitive, a little bit they kind of start like repeating a lot of the same things and a lot of the same like it almost like it seems like a lot of the dialogue is kind of just like the same kind of general overall tone about the war, which is fine. I totally understand. It's just that it kind of felt a little bit like a little repetitive. Anyway,
yeah.
But it's a phenomenal film. Definitely should recommend it.
No, it's really good.
And then number 1 and 2 are going to be people. I'm sure most people have heard of them. Number 2 for me is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I loved that movie, man. I thought it was so good. I love Quentin Tarantino. If you
really rated
it
that high.
I really love that movie. Yeah. I saw that was one of the few movies on this list that I saw in theaters. Oh my god, I loved it.
I know not that long ago we had a little discussion right on our Quentin Tarantino faves. Right. Was that on your top 1 or 2 or?
I don't remember if it was or not. I think it might have been up there. I
think it was in your top 5. Because that's what I think what spurred the discussion.
I think it was.
You guys had just came back from vacationing.
Oh, right. That's right. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. So I give that movie a 9.5 out of 10. I loved that movie. It was so good.
Wow.
And then my number.
So you didn't. I'm sorry. Can I ask a question?
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Absolutely. No, go ahead.
What did you think? Because I know I'll forget later.
Yeah.
Did you get bothered at all? I mean, I guess you didn't have too much to gripe about the movie. Did you ever felt like it got long in the tooth at all, or were you bored at any time?
There was definitely certain areas where like I wish they didn't have to go into that much detail. I know it was funny, but like some of the scenes with Leonardo DiCaprio's acting where like they're showing him like on set, like having to like read, like like having like he's forgetting his lines and stuff like that. Right. I get the point of it, but I did feel like it kind of carried on too much. But Tarantino's known for that. He's known for taking certain scenes and like pushing them just to the limit where it's like, all right, man. Come on, let's keep it moving, keep it moving.
Right, yeah.
And so, I mean, that's definitely a complaint.
And what did you think about the whole, like, the Sharon Tate tack on, it's
I
did you feel like it was tacked on just to show that, or what?
I felt...
Because I heard some people say that.
I liked the spin on it. I don't want... You can't say much about it because you'll spoil
it's a spoiler
alert.
Yeah.
So I won't say, but I
will say it's not spin on the story. Not historical, so we can say that. It's not historical.
Yeah.
Right. So his whole thing is a spin on stuff, which I didn't realize, which I thought was good because some of it was so believable. I was like, oh, is this how that happened?
Yes,
I had to like
the whole Bruce Lee thing.
Yeah.
Remember that whole thing?
So I looked up a lot of that.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because I wasn't really sure. I was like,
apparently that didn't really happen. Yeah, apparently. Anyway. But I don't know, man.
His daughter was apparently actually mad.
But she was very upset with that. No, she really was, yeah. But yeah, so my number 1 favorite movie on the year, I love this movie. I just saw it recently, and I really just fell in love with it, and that was Jojo Rabbit. I loved that movie. My number 1 favorite movie on the year, directed by, Brian, how do you say it?
Taika Waititi.
Taika Waititi, who's becoming one of my favorite directors, honestly. I can't say his name, but he's great. He did Thor Ragnarok, you know that? He did
that was a good Thor.
He was so funny in that. But if you haven't seen it, it's nominated for Best Picture. Jojo is a lonely, the little caption. Jojo is a lonely German boy who discovers that his single mother is hiding a Jewish girl in their attic, aided only by his imaginary friend, Adolf Hitler. Jojo must confront his blind nationalism as World War II continues to rage on. And I gave this movie a 9.5 out of 10. Again, I loved it. It kind of jumped. The pacing was a little bit not great. It kind of jumped around a lot. Like all of a sudden, there's one big event in the movie that happens, and it literally happens like that. Like there's no lead up, no build to it. It's just like all of a sudden he just like the camera cuts, and you're like, oh my god, what the hell? Like that.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think that's a movie that's going to be talked about for a long time because of the topic.
Yeah.
And the way the comedy is played. It's probably more subtle than other people have played it where they make a very silly.
Yeah.
It's obviously played for comedic.
This movie was being talked about since I was in LA in college.
Yeah.
Oh, really? No kidding.
Wow. Yeah, no.
I was talking about a while back. How long ago are you talking?
Oh, that was
2 or 3 years ago, right?
Yeah, it was like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there was articles that came out saying like, like Taika Waititi has this new comedy about, it's about, Adolf Hitler, and this kid has like an imaginary friend, Adolf Hitler. It's in development. And I was like, oh, that's never going to get made.
Yeah, right. The only movie I can think of that becomes a subject matter and I actually really like going back to Quentin Tarantino is Inglourious Bastards.
Right, true.
Where, I'm not Renette for people, but there's obviously a scene
with Hitler with Hitler and all that.
Mike Myers plays him, I think, doesn't he?
No. Mike Myers
he plays Goebel or whatever.
Yeah.
His little right hand man.
No. Mike Myers plays like a British general. Yeah. I forget who plays Goebbels or whatever.
Yeah, his little buddy.
But yeah.
So butt.
Dude,
buddy.
It was so funny.
But it definitely is one I've been wanting to really look forward. I'm looking totally forward to seeing.
Do you want to hear my top 5?
Yeah, no, dude, absolutely.
So,
man.
Joe, it's safe to say that JoJo's not in your top 5 because you saw it also, right?
I saw it. I didn't find it. I know there was something endearing about it.
Well, you didn't finish it. Also, you went to bed and you didn't see the ending.
Oh,
really? I saw most of it.
You went to bed. You missed the last 20 minutes of it.
Yeah, but I never got
the ending. Is very
never
important.
picked up for you.
Let me just tell you that. Like, but I'm not going to spoil anything, but it does.
I didn't get out of it what you got out of it. Let's just say that.
Well, you didn't watch the whole thing, so you don't really know what you got out of it. That's my point.
Well, I mean, if he didn't want to watch it, the end kind of makes sense.
Yeah. Well, he was also really. It was late. I will say it was late at night and you were tired. I'm just saying I would like to see you in a clear headspace watching.
Maybe we'll do that later today.
I don't know if you. I will agree. You probably won't get as much out of it because it's a little bit of dark humor for sure.
Right, I'm not sure that. I know we watched movies before where I thought he would enjoy more, and I think I don't know that you really love that type of humor.
Yeah, like dark humor. Yeah. I don't think you like that stuff. You're more like your favorite comedian is like freaking Bill Cosby, right? You love Bill Cosby.
God.
He's not dark at all.
Jim Gaffigan.
Too soon?
No, Jim Gaffigan you love, but he's like another clean comedian, right? He's like a food and jokes and family and all that. He's great. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love him too, but
I'm not into.
Yeah, it depends. Like sometimes movies can't go too far.
Yeah,
I'm not
into like graphic type comedians.
Right, exactly. Yeah, right.
But anyway,
what you got for us?
My top movie, I'd have to say, is probably Joker.
Joker was number 1. It wasn't number 1. You would
start right with the number 1.
Because before you said number 2.
I know, but when I went, as we were sitting here, I was going through my list, arranging them.
Yeah. There you go.
I gotta say, when you got 1 or 2, like they're all flip floppable, right?
Yeah,
you know what I mean. You can put either.
And the close second is 1917. I think they were both.
See, I can't wait to see that, man. I'm dying. See, I have a feeling that if I had seen 1917, that it would be my number 1. I love war films.
Definitely looks pretty good.
Yeah, and I've been dying to see it.
It's amazing.
And I love. And Sam Mendes is incredible.
The shots that they shoot in are just insane.
Yeah.
It's just...
that's on my want to see list.
It's really crazy. Yeah, they have this one scene where they're running through the no man's land because they have to get to the German lines because they have to find... And they're running through the no man's land and there's carnage everywhere.
The Germans it's not one single take, but and it's one single shot.
It's one single shot, and they must have shot it with like a drone or something. I don't know what they did.
It's really interesting. So this is
the shots are insane.
So,
did you ever see it?
No.
So it's really...
I was like, how do they shoot that?
There's actually some debate. So now this is actually a big... This was a big thing in the news.
There's this one there that said, watch out for the craters because if you fall in some of these craters, you're never going to get out. So they're coming down. And there's a crater trying to run through it, and there's water at the bottom, like a pool. It's pool there. They climb down the crater, and they're going around the outside of this where the water is, and you see their feet. You know, the shot is you just see their feet running along the side of the crater, and the camera goes down and is following them.
Basically, there was actually, I don't know if you would call it controversy, whatever it was, but it was touted as having a lot of long takes, like single takes. They weren't single takes. There's this new kind of, I guess you could say, film technique.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, so
I thought it was one long take.
It seems like one long take. It's actually not. It's actually like there's this weird. I don't even know how to describe it. I don't know if Brian's familiar with it, but it's like it's some kind of a single take that like basically it's shot after shot after shot. That seems like it's one continuous take, but it's actually not. It's like multiple.
Pieced together or something like that. It's pieced together. Kind of like loosely related podcasts. How we piece all of our stuff together, right?
Yeah.
But if that movie doesn't win Best Picture, which I predict it will, I think 1917 will win Best Picture. If it doesn't win Best Picture, it will definitely win cinema, whatever
Best cinematography or Best Directing. You think?
Or Best Directing? It's so insane. It's really a cool movie. But Joker's really cool too. The whole story about Joker, I think, is amazing. My number 3 is Dr. Sleep.
Oh, cool! Oh, you like that movie? That's cool. That's cool.
Dr. Sleep is awesome.
I kind of want to see it. I've heard mixed reviews.
Yeah, same.
I love the movie. Now I've seen it, I know what The Shining actually is. I never really knew what The Shining was before. I just thought it was the name of the movie.
Even though it's a sequel, it actually has a lot of explanation.
Yeah, it actually, The Shining is about something, and I just thought The Shining was the name of the movie. Never understood.
Huh.
Gotta read the book,
about
I
coins.
guess.
Shiny coins.
Yeah, it's about shiny coins.
There it goes.
And shines.
It's a coin collecting documentary.
The shines come
I knew it.
Yeah, the shines that come
off.
The
sequel's about stamps.
Yeah, stamp.
The shine that comes off of mine and Rob's foreheads on those days.
Oh yeah, sure, exactly. Yes,
I got Cabeza covered.
Yeah,
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is my number 4.
Number 4. There you go. All right. Look at
that movie was great too.
Yeah, I know you liked it.
Is this going to your favorite or one was your favorite?
One was your favorite. Joker was my number 1.
Yeah, he went in reverse order.
Somewhat reverse order.
I was doing it different.
So number 4 was Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Nice. There you go.
And I would say these are the movies that I've seen, not the ones that I want to see. That probably would end up on my top.
We'll do that. Well, that's what I was saying about 1917. That's what I said. Like if I had seen it, I guarantee it'd be on my top 5, if not number 1.
Yeah, exactly. So my number 4 is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Number 5, I put Avengers Endgame.
Oh, cool, man. That's cool. Yeah, right? That's cool.
So
we won Avengers.
Nice. I had to put that.
Hold on. Was that your first ever top 5 on our podcast?
Yes.
Yeah, I think
that was your first ever. Hey, let's give a little round of applause for that. Putting together the top 5.
Just for an honorable mention, I'm just going to throw in my 6 because I love this movie.
Dude, if you had
whatever else you got.
I have 11. Can I go real quick through my 11?
Yeah, go ahead.
Or I'll do 10.
Do 11.
Do
11.
I have 11. And actually not 11 because the other one's just one I've seen, but I wouldn't put on
man. I want to hear
But
this.
my number 6 is Shazam.
Oh,
dude, Shazam is awesome. I thought that's my honorable mention.
Shazam.
Nice.
Yeah, it's just out of my top, but
I
really
love
liked
Shazam. It's such a funny.
See, you and I definitely
movie.
seem to be similar with that. Like, we have the same favorite Marvel. We both like Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
We both like Shazam.
Yeah.
Like Shazam.
We're pretty similar, I think.
Yeah.
Ant-Man, we both like.
You guys have very similar.
I liked both of them. I liked Ant-Man and Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Too.
My number 7 is Star Wars Episode 9.
And Rise of the Skywalker?
Yeah, only because, again,
after all that shit talking, you put it in your top 10?
I wasn't going to say anything.
I said
I didn't say a damn thing.
Wow. If you remember,
he did say he enjoyed them.
You did?
Go back to the tape. I did say I enjoyed the movies. I also said that I like to make fun of the stupid shit in the movies.
That's true. Okay,
that's
fair
true.
enough.
There's a lot of stupid shit in them.
You can enjoy a movie in a way different than what it's meant to be.
Yeah, I like the story. I said I like the story. I just think all the extra stuff is a little silly. But the story's cool. I like the story in Star Wars, and I've watched the whole thing. I enjoy it, and that one was my favorite.
Nice.
My number 8 is Captain Marvel.
Okay, cool, good movie. I liked it. I enjoyed it.
And my number 9 is John Wick.
Nice, cool.
Chapter 3, Parabellum.
Nice.
And number 10, Star Wars.
You're going back to Star Wars.
I'm going to do all 9 of the Star Wars.
Star Wars Episode 1.
We'll just do another episode on Star Wars. Number 10 is Spider-Man: Far From Home.
Yeah.
Oh wow! I mean,
and
I was surprised to see that.
That's it. That's about all the ones I've seen. I went through the list on the IMDb site to see how many of the movies I saw. From
that's what I was doing too.
And my number 11 on this list of movies that I've seen, was Terminator: Dark Fate.
Oh, you did see that? See, I didn't see that.
But that's not on my top. It's a good
10.
one. I liked it, but I wouldn't put it. I'd maybe put it in my. I'd maybe put it in my top 20
we
possibly.
have to say ever again.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I like this. I actually do like some of the Terminator.
Well, Terminator, because
the original ones are amazing.
Yeah.
Talking about what Joey said about earlier, how things fall off.
This one played this one played off of. See, there's 2 different timelines in the Terminator.
That's all. It feels like 52.
There's actually 2. Well, they does.
Once you see that's
really
happened to me in Endgame too. I don't know if anyone has this feeling. I might just be a dullard. I probably am a dullard. But
you are a dullard.
I am, right? I find once they start with the timeline crap, I'm like, dude, I'm out.
Time travel.
What is happening?
I hate it. Whenever they do time travel, it's not working.
Really just make things up.
Yeah. But the thing is, when you're talking about going back time and coming back forward in time, going back to, you can't change the timeline because that's just it. You can't.
See, this is why I don't like superhero movies because like with the Flash, they use time travel. It ruins it
that's
for me.
Just terrible. First of all, the Flash is awful. That's bad.
Yeah,
I was a fan of that for like one season, and I was like, oh my god.
The problem is when you introduce time travel, no one ever defines
stupid.
Yeah,
they don't.
There's no way to define it. There's different. It's like vampires. Like if you watch Vampire Diaries, which I hate to admit that I did watch it one time.
They have an
entire different definition about vampires and how they die and how they live than the actual classic.
This is taking a nosedive.
Bela Lugosi or whatever. He had all the regular things for Dracula. You could kill it with garlic. You had the wooden stakes. You had the silver bullet. Holy water. Your typical things with and then Vampire Diaries comes along, so makes it completely changes how they die, and they come back to life 100 million times, even when they do die.
Right.
It's so silly.
That's the only thing silly about that.
Yeah, that's the only thing that's silly about it. Yeah. You know what's a great vampire movie? Honestly, I watched it recently. Lost Boys. I love Lost Boys.
Awesome.
I love that movie.
Your aunt really loves that.
Yeah, she does.
I like over to the house just a couple times, and I think every time I was there, that shit was on.
Well, not to digress too much because we've already digressed way past the Oscars.
So I don't know what digress
This is about
means.
the Oscars?
Digress. But there's a new vampire movie on Netflix called V Wars. And it stars one of the main characters, the guy who played in Vampire Diaries. The guy who
so you're automatically going to watch that?
Yeah, probably. I haven't started it.
You recommended that show to me. I watched the first 5 minutes. The guy was like, "Dear Diary." I was like,
Dear Diary.
Nope.
I remember Rob saying, "Dear Diary." I was like, "Oh, and goodbye."
If you get past, so you should have went a little further, and you would have enjoyed it because it was actually a good show. I liked it.
Not at all.
I liked it.
Yeah.
But anyway.
I don't know, man.
We're getting so far off topic
We
here.
did get a little off topic.
All right.
Well, you know what? All right, so here's what's a big deal. We're going to go into Rob's top 5, all right? Dad had a top 11, which, again, shout out to Dad's top 11. Pretty amazing.
No,
Rob,
top 10. 11 was not hit.
Now, Rob's got a top 30. So Rob basically is going to list every,
did 32
every movie
just for
that
this
came out in
episode.
2019.
All right,
Yeah.
32 for the
32
episode.
for the
32,
episode.
nice.
Oh my gosh.
Actually, yeah, there's more than 5 here, but I'll just say those are my honorable mentions or whatever.
Okay, cool, man.
Now, I will make our disclaimer that I was telling you earlier. I have not seen a lot of the films I wish I did see. Just didn't have time or didn't hit my radar.
It's expensive to go to the movies,
Yes,
too.
and that, too.
Yeah.
And
Right.
that, absolutely that, too.
Yeah.
It's not at all like we look forward to the Oscars time because we see DVD screeners.
Right, exactly. No,
Yeah,
not at all.
no,
That's
no,
definitely not why, right?
We go and pay our money for
A
these.
DVD
Yes.
screener,
We support
like a window screen you watch a movie through. Like,
Right.
yeah, that's what you
Yeah.
mean, yeah.
That's exactly
Yeah.
right. All right, so I definitely did like Joker, but it didn't. For me, it didn't make a top. He's not like iconic to me, and I know he is to you.
Yeah.
So I know that resonates with a lot of people who are like super into that.
Sure.
So I did like the movie though. It does remind me that I think the direction was good because it has a lot of movies that are really kind of similar when you think about
Yeah.
it. Like Michael Douglas comes to mind in Falling Down, Robin Williams
Yes.
in 1 Hour
Yeah.
Photo.
Oh,
A Man
yeah.
Who's Had
Oh my
Too
God, I
Much
forgot
and
about that
Snaps.
movie.
I mean,
Yeah.
so that's not unique, but the way he did it certainly was.
Yeah.
The
Sure,
acting
sure.
was better than
Insane.
either of those other two movies
Yeah, oh,
I
yeah.
mentioned, by far.
Yeah.
All right, so having said that, I didn't see Parasite. I didn't see The Last Black Man in San Francisco. I didn't see 1917. Didn't see Jojo Rabbit. I didn't see
Wait,
Marriage
that's
Story.
a movie? The Last Black Man in San Francisco? Have you
Yeah.
heard of it? Oh,
Appar-
Supposedly, it's really,
Apparently,
really
it's
good.
really good. Yeah, I had heard of that. Yeah.
Actually, I'm just going to name the 35 movies I didn't see.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like this is getting
and that's
long.
it, man. We're good.
So
Ford
did
vs.
you
Ferrari,
see what
see
movies
that?
did you see in
All right.
2020?
Well,
I
I
didn't
did
see
get
Dr.
2019.
Doolittle. I did not see Dr. Doolittle. That's the big one.
Let's see here. What did I actually see?
A little bit
Yeah,
of,
we don't know.
Let's see. Yeah,
I don't know. I don't
saw
remember
some
anything.
movies. All right, number 5, Booksmart.
Yes. Oh, you all.
So Booksmart's like a refresh version of Superbad,
Yes.
which I loved when I was growing
Yes.
up.
Olivia Wilde directed
Yes,
that.
Olivia
Yeah.
Wilde's directorial debut.
Yeah.
It was super funny. Did
Yeah.
you guys see it?
I started. I started it, got like halfway through it, and then I fell asleep. It was late at night, but it was the first like 10 minutes.
So
I was
good,
dying
man.
laughing because it starts with that like funny dance scene.
Yes.
I was like, oh man, it's like
I
Superbad.
laughed a
It's just like
lot
that. Yeah.
through it. And that's,
Really
dude,
funny.
to make a movie like in this day and age that's been done so many times. But it wasn't just the fact that they had 2 female leads instead of 2 males.
Yeah.
But the dynamic completely changed because of that. It wasn't
Right.
just the 2 females being 2 males.
Yeah, exactly.
It was them
Right.
being themselves, but how, like, you see a lot of correlation between how guys and women really do act behind
Sure.
closed doors. So
Yeah,
to
yeah,
speak.
yeah.
Right.
So, right, so the coming age movie follows most of the rules of the genre while still being really good and funny.
Yeah.
Highly recommend that.
Good.
Another movie, actually, number 4 for me was The Lighthouse.
Oh,
where
you
Robert
did, you saw
Pattinson
that,
and Willem
Rob?
Dafoe. Yeah,
Oh,
I finally
wanted
just
to
saw it
see that
recently.
so bad, man.
It's I really love some of it so much.
Yeah.
and at the same time, like I need to watch it again.
Yeah.
because I'm like I was
Weird,
like I didn't
right?
know what was happening at certain
Yeah.
parts of this movie. I'm like, what the hell are they talking about? But I know Joey and I were talking not that long ago. Remember we were talking
Yeah.
about like great movie scenes where the 2 actors are really carrying it.
Yes.
There's not a lot of action there, but like we were talking about
You're
Doubt
enthralled by
not
the
that long
dialogue,
ago with
yeah.
Meryl Streep and
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Phillips, and just like they're so powerful. It's like you
Yeah.
can't stop watching them.
Yep.
Right.
That's how they are. It's Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe, and it's so good. I mean, it's so weird because you're watching it and it seems so dark and green. And all of a sudden, they're making like a fart joke in the middle of it.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell is that?
Yeah,
A fart
man.
joke? I was unexpected. It's this
Crazy.
whole thing where they're just like unraveling because it's just these 2 guys in a lighthouse
Right.
with nobody else.
Yeah.
So even though they like. I don't want to say despise each other, but imagine having to share everything with somebody
Yeah,
all the
exactly,
time.
all the time.
But at the
Oh,
same
yeah.
time, they desperately need one another
Yeah.
because they're
Yeah.
like need to check into reality, but
Yes.
they're both just like unraveling.
Insane, man.
And there's this one scene. I don't want to get too far into it, but I could watch the scene so many times.
Yeah.
Willem Dafoe's just screaming at him about a meal he made and
Yeah.
if he likes it or not.
Yes.
And it's like this
yes.
whole like, and
I've
he's
seen
like
that.
freaking
I
out.
saw that on YouTube. I saw that.
It's just-
Robert
it's
Pattinson's
so
acting was
good,
good
man.
in that, right?
Yeah. No, it was good.
Speaking of Joker, he's the new Batman now, and
Yeah.
apparently, like
Oh,
everybody is so happy about him being Batman after seeing his performance in that movie.
Yeah.
And like he has come
from Twilight,
such a long way since Twilight.
Dude, I don't know what he's doing, but he's apparently knows every great up and coming director, and he's on them. He's like in all
Christopher Nolan.
There was another I'd see Robert Pattinson as Batman.
Yeah. Or in a Christopher Nolan movie, he's in that as well.
Yeah. And he was just in another movie that had like sparked a lot of conversation. I can't remember. They said he's in jail or in lockup, and they use them for experiment, and they send him to like space.
Oh, okay.
It's like all this crazy stuff that happens.
Okay.
I wish I could remember it. I'm sure everybody out there is like, "You're an idiot. You don't know what movie you're talking about."
Yeah.
But all right. So my
that's a good pick. I forgot.
My next favorite is the Peanut Butter Falcon.
Oh,
Shia LaBeouf, Dakota Johnson, Bruce Dern's in it.
Bruce Dern's in that?
Yeah.
Oh, does he play? Okay,
he's still around. Still happening.
Shit, good for him, man.
So it's a story about a young man with mental disabilities, but he's really high functioning.
Yeah.
And he forms a friendship with a drifter who's Shyla. Shyla is kind of a drifter. He's a fisherman, but he pisses some people off. I don't want to give that away.
Yeah.
But he does something, and they pair up on a journey, basically. Yeah. And the little kid idolizes this wrestler that he's been watching on VHS tapes, even though it's current. Like, he's just watching old tapes.
Yeah.
And they form this friendship, and they go on this journey together. It's like an updated Huck Finn, basically.
Okay.
But it's excellent.
That movie had ridiculous ratings on Rotten Tomatoes. At one point, I think it was at like 98%.
Did it get any talk for Oscars? Because I thought it was like, I'm surprised.
They think that Shia LaBeouf got snubbed. One of the snubs for Best Supporting Actor, they think was Shia LaBeouf in a Peanut Butter Falcon. That's one of the things I had heard.
I think I know he's one of those people that like easy not to like.
Yeah, and that's part of the problem. That's what we're going to get into with my biggest snub in a little bit. But
okay.
Right,
I really just play into it.
Political aspect, especially if you've rubbed people in Hollywood the wrong way, like the producers. A lot of those guys on the Academy of Arts and Science are producers of big studios that if you rub them the wrong way, they have a lot of pull in that in the voting process.
In Harvey Weinstein's case, if you don't rub them the right way,
Jesus Christ,
or give them the right pull.
Oh my God!
All right,
it's good.
All right, so next I got. Let's see if I can read my own stuff here.
Yep.
Oh, that's not supposed to. Number
Isn't
two
it
is
typed up?
Yeah, it is, but I went out of order and then started writing little synopsises
kind of like
and all
Star
this
Wars.
Yeah.
Shenanigans. This is my episode 9.
Rob is also running a 104 fever, so he's trying to be
I'm sweating out here. Yeah, I wish people did think I was running a fever. I actually look way better in this.
No, dude, it's like the Michael Jordan flu game. That's what it's like. It's the same thing.
All right, so my next one was actually a real surprise to me. I had not heard anything about this movie.
Yeah.
My brother-in-law was over, and we were looking for a horror movie to watch or something. Mm-hmm. This movie was awesome. It was called Ready or Not.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And it's basically about this woman who marries into this crazy rich, eccentric family. And they have this insane thing where somebody comes into the family, they have to play a certain game.
I heard it's pretty funny, that movie.
It's funny. Yeah. It's got like great humor in it. Pays tribute to other like types of movies that are like horror comedy.
Right.
But it's smart. It doesn't like overplay it. Doesn't overstay.
Yeah.
And there's this whole thing you think that you understand during the end just for a twist to occur.
Sure.
Obviously, I want to give that away. But if you just want something fun and like really fast paced and just like really cool looking and funny, I would definitely recommend Ready or Not.
Dude, I've been wanting to watch that. That's cool. All right, I definitely will do that.
And then my
Rob's
number
one. Another number one. Here we go.
Was The Farewell, directed by Lulu Wang and starring Awkwafina.
Okay.
Awkwafina is a Chinese girl who is born in China but was raised in the States. And she is named Billy. This girl, Billy, is like a young 20-something. Goes back to China under the auspices that they're going there for a wedding, but it's really to pay tribute to the matriarch of the family, who's the grandmother.
Okay.
She's dying of brain cancer, but they don't tell you that.
Really?
They don't. I guess in Chinese tradition, they don't reveal that, even though they know the grandmother's dying.
They don't say "I love you."
They don't.
I'm just kidding. That's
like, you must fall on your Bushido blade.
Stand you.
Yeah, right.
I'm probably just butchering people's cultures. I'm like, Bushido blade.
Right?
Somebody's out there like, what? He is so white. But yeah, so they don't. I guess in that they don't tell the grandmother.
Yeah.
So, but she's Americanized. She was raised here.
Sure.
So she's battling with the mixed emotions and not being able to tell her and being so close to her and sharing stories.
Yeah, sure.
And it ultimately becomes more about like the family aspect, and she misses some of those traditions, and the cast, I honestly don't know most of them. I think they're either newcomers or I just don't watch enough foreign film.
Yeah.
But Awkwafina, as dumb as that name is, I'm sorry, whoever I'm insulted, but
Awkwafina,
she's like, so I don't know if you guys have seen her before, but she plays a supporting cast member in Crazy Rich Asians.
Oh, no, I didn't see that. I wanted to see that too.
She is so funny, but her actual straight acting too and drama, dude, it's good.
Really? No shit, okay.
Despite that silly name, she's nothing to joke about. She's awesome.
Really? Okay. All right.
So I really enjoyed that. Just missing my top 5 was Alita, Battle Angel. I thought that was so
I want to see
good.
that. That's one of the ones I want to see.
Nobody wants to talk about it.
I want to see that.
It didn't even get that good a rating, but I think it's amazing.
I forgot about that movie, and when I was going through my IMDb list of all the movies from last year, I came across. I was like, oh, I got to see it.
Dude, the action is awesome.
There's like 10. There's like 10.
I was thinking about that movie when you were talking about
John Wick.
John Wick.
Yeah,
it's fluid action, and she's like a cyborg, I guess you would say.
Yeah, right.
And I forget the guy. He's so good. He's in a bunch of Tarantino movies. What is his name? He plays the doctor.
Christoph Waltz.
Yes. He's amazing in it.
Yeah.
He's trying to keep her away from certain knowledge, but that she doesn't really know her own origin. She doesn't understand who she is.
Yeah.
And like why the tech is like what she's built of is way different than anybody else's.
Right.
Where they're living. It's kind of, I guess that would be, it's way in the future post-apocalyptic.
Yeah.
But that is a good movie. And there was another movie I wanted to put on Just Missing too.
Yeah.
But I feel like a total tool because I can't think of the name.
Yeah.
But it was a crazy good Asian action film on Netflix.
Oh yeah.
It's filmed in mostly black and white. What?
Okay.
Does anybody?
Oh,
it's like a kung fu movie. It's so good, man.
I honestly don't know.
It's a kung fu.
It's called.
Let's see if I can find.
My God, this is the worst ever. I'm so sorry right now. I can't think of
it.
White
kung
Asian
fu
movie.
Asian
It just popped in my head now as being. It was really good. And I would be remiss if I didn't at least mention it.
Yeah, sure.
But
absolutely.
if you like stuff like. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Yeah.
But the way it's filmed is so amazing because the battle scenes, the blood is still red and everything is black and white, so it just pops. It's crazy looking.
Yeah.
The action scenes are great, and even the story is really good. It's named after the ruse that's played in the movie. So basically, what happens? Did you find it?
Kung Fu Hustle?
No, but I love that movie too.
No,
I don't know.
No, that's
Kung Fu Hustle is an awesome movie.
That's hilarious.
I literally
back in
I
like
don't even
2004.
Yeah.
Is it on Netflix? You said?
Yeah. I'll remember it later like a doofus.
Yeah.
But I actually saw it twice already. It was really good, and it's basically about this leader or the king, whatever you want to call him.
Yeah.
I'm probably messing all this up too. A general, let's say. But he has a general who's this great warrior, and he ends up battling with somebody they previously had a treaty with because the people they have a treaty with are stronger, but they're basically taking advantage of this group of people.
Okay.
But the king is scared. He wants to keep the treaty at all costs.
Sure.
I mean, he does so many cowardly things. He even tries to sell his sister off to her to make amends.
Damn,
so anyway, the guy who is his general is actually switched with another guy who's actually, because the actual general has a mortal wound, basically. And he's been dying over some long period of time, hiding in these caves. It's a little bizarre.
Okay.
But anyway, if anybody hasn't the name of this movie, go check it out.
Yeah,
Put it in our
seriously.
comments, please.
Yes,
I'll
please
name off
add
a
the
couple that are on Netflix,
comments.
apparently.
All right.
Ip Man.
No.
Night Comes for Us.
No.
Kung Fu Yoga.
The Irishman.
Master-
Is that it,
Is
Rob?
it the Irishman? Yes!
Yeah, that's what
It was the Irishman.
It was the Irishman.
Yeah, we can move on from that. That's embarrassing
It was
enough.
the Kung Fu Irishman. That's
I
what
have
it was.
no idea.
I had a
what you're talking
full-on
about
stroke.
there.
Forget it.
All right, so
I'm
Rob, would
glitching.
you put that as
But
your...
talking about the Irishman.
Would that be... Oh, yeah, speaking of the Irishman.
Speaking of the
can we
Irishman,
discuss
yes.
why the hell that movie got nominated for Best Picture and why a lot of other movies didn't?
I don't know if it's just people feel like they have to because of the great actors and the director,
that is
obviously.
it. That is it.
Do they just have to give them...
That is it. Every year, there's at least one movie where it's like, we didn't make this movie because we like the story. We didn't make it because we made this because we know it will get nominated for an Oscar.
Yeah.
Because
It
they
was
basically
written
pulled
to be
every
nominated.
guy back in from Goodfellas and the Casino. And the only thing I really was a saving grace to me in the movie, and I don't mean to bash it this hard, but I really liked oh my
Joe
God,
Pesci.
Joe Pesci.
Yeah.
I liked how he was so supposedly kind up front, how he took him under his wing,
Kinda
but really
nice.
he was a horrible human being. It's like that's
So
to me
true.
that's the real boogeyman.
Yeah,
you know,
yes.
that's the guy who's right in your face, pretending to be your friend and then like ruining everybody's life.
He's smiling, shaking your hand while plotting your
demise.
murder behind your back.
Absolutely.
See, I'm the opposite. I like the character, but I didn't like how Joe Pesci played him.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I just feel like
You didn't like the way his face didn't match his like facial expressions. You know, like for some reason his face was smiling, but it felt like he was like, "Oh, I'm kind of disgusted. I'm freaked out. This is weird."
Dude, I don't even know. I think like because you know like how everyone says, "Oh, Joe Pesci's always like the obnoxious like young." I like him as that.
Oh yeah, me too. No, for
like
sure.
as a comedic relief in like Lethal Weapon.
But even like as Tommy,
whatever you want, Barney gets.
And Goodfellas, like, well, I'm funny how, like I'm a clown, like I amuse you, I amuse you, like that.
But I mean, apparently he came out of retirement just because he hasn't been in a movie.
Oh yeah,
in
that's
years.
true. Yeah, that is true.
But he's been in some clunkers. He played a slumlord in one of his. Remember that?
Did he really?
The tenant or one of those? Yeah, he owned like all these crappy buildings.
I'm
like,
sure it was in Brooklyn, right?
Somebody said
the building in Brooklyn.
But that's what I'm saying.
They've had some clunkers out there. But this reverse agent that they're saying so amazing. I'm like, okay, you can make Robert De Niro's face look better, but he still has man boobs.
Yeah.
Am I the only one?
Right.
Did you not see this guy bursting?
And he
was like a full B cup.
He doesn't walk like a 35-year-old
No.
man. He walks
Exact,
like a
thank you.
99-year-old person.
Dude, that scene where he's like kicking the guy on the curb. He's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
hobbles over there.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Hilarious.
You know where they show that the scenes like people do their own action stuff, like where Jackie Chan does it, he gets hurt.
Yeah.
Or they showed that crazy move in one of the last
Forrest Gump.
Yes, where he was running and running and running and running.
He tore an ACL.
No, where they have with Tom Cruise does that crazy leap.
Mission Impossible.
And he like breaks his foot or whatever.
Fallout when he freaking literally snapped his bone.
This is what this guy looked like post-injury, kicking a guy who was on the floor.
Yeah.
He looked like he had all this. He's got his B cup swinging back and forth.
Yeah.
He almost fell in those rocks, it looked like to me, when he was going to the water. I'm like, what? What is he doing?
Seriously.
He looked like he was arthritic.
Dude, it was brutal. And I think, again, like you said, man, I think it's that Scorsese puts a movie out, hasn't made one in a while, not since Wolf of Wall Street or whatever, and or whatever that movie was, Silence or whatever it was. I don't know.
Yeah.
And he has to get nominated for it. Dude, I am sorry. There's so many movies that probably should have gotten nominated. So I'm going to jump right into it because it pissed me off. And I haven't even seen it, right? But I wanted to see it so bad. And I'm going to probably watch it today. And that's Uncut Gems.
I want to see it so bad, too.
The fact that Uncut Gems did not get nominated and The Irishman did is bullshit to me. That really pissed me off.
Listen,
I didn't even see Uncut Gems, and I know it's better than The Irishman.
There's a couple of snubs in that movie because not only the movie, but they're saying Adam Sandler
is best actor.
Yeah, it said he was like insane in the movie.
Yeah.
So that goes to what I was alluding to earlier, that certain people rub Hollywood producers the wrong way. He went off and he made his own production company, Happy Madison Productions.
Yep.
And I know that, and like he's talked about how it pissed off a lot of studios because he made all his own movies and he puts all his own friends in his own
so what?
And he works
That's
at
your
Netflix.
prerogative.
And he does his own thing, and he has a Netflix deal, and
when you blow up, you can do what you want.
Yeah. And I think he's been blackballed by.
But do you think that's a bigger atrocity that he went on his own, or is it a bigger atrocity that when De Niro had to walk between the red light and the green light, he's like, "Can I get a stuntman out here?
I got a stuntman.
This is like 20 yards walk right here.
I can't do this, dude. I don't know, man. All I'm trying to say is that you have a guy like that. Adam Sandler kills it, and then not to mention the fact that the Irishman was there. Joe Pesci and was it Al Pacino were both not. Al Pacino, I think, did a good. Like to me, he was the best part of the movie. The Irishman. He did a great job as Jimmy Hoffa.
Yeah.
I don't think Joe Pesci really deserved to get
working
nominated.
here.
Joe Pesci was nominated Best Supporting Actor for his role. It was good, but I don't think it was like.
I like Pesci. It was probably my favorite part of the movie.
I don't think it blew me out of the water, his performance. Though. It wasn't like it
exactly.
I don't know.
I think it was a little.
That B-cup cleavage blew me out of the water.
I think it was more depth to his character in that particular role than in other roles where he played mafioso type roles. You know what I mean?
I agree with that.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. I agree with
That's
that.
what Brian was more or less saying before. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I mean, I see what they're saying, like, how at the end he's trying to get redemption even though he knows there's no chance.
Yeah.
That's every mobster.
That's literally every mobster.
Most of them don't just say, blow me and go down anyway. Some of them do, but a lot of them are
Escobar is
how many,
right?
Exactly. How many of those people are like, they're all in friggin' wearing gold, praying, they do the sign of the cross in front of the church,
medals and all
then they're shooting people. Oh my God. That's not new.
It's not new.
Yep.
They all talk about they write books and they ask forgiveness and all that shit. But I don't know, man. For me, that pissed me off. And then the other big snub that I thought was this just go down my snubs list. We were talking about Rocket Man earlier.
Yeah.
And from what I understand, and again, I've seen clips of it. it. I did watch a little bit of it. I didn't finish it, but I watched a lot of clips of his performance. I heard it was amazing. But Taron Egerton,
he's awesome.
As Elton John, like knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, he blew it out of the park.
It's complete. I don't know.
Dude,
how
I was so surprised when I seen him. I'm like, to me, he's the Kingsman.
Yes.
You know, when he's good in the Kingsman, but it's not. But then all of a sudden, he's doing Rocket Man. I'm like, holy crap!
He knocked it.
He looked awesome.
That's what I'm saying. And he didn't get nominated. I don't know, man. There was a lot of big snubs this year. I think Uncut Gems to me was the big one. It was a great movie from what I understand. And it was really interesting. Like like nowadays it's hard to get like an original content for a movie. Like everything feels like it's been done before.
Oh yeah. It's hard
like even the Joker, as good as it was, we've literally had multiple different Jokers. 1917, as good as it is, there's been a lot of war movies. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, that was pretty unique. I'll give him that. Ford versus Ferrari, we've seen things somewhat similar to that. I understand it's a different story, but it's, I don't know. To me, it was like I
do like human stories though.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
you want to know why that is?
Yeah, why is that?
It's because Hollywood is. I feel like Hollywood's making a switch to branded content, and they're doing this because they want to guarantee a successful as successful of a box office return as possible. And if you have, Avengers 27, where you have an audience, you have merchandise you can sell,
right?
They want the sure thing, so they're not going to take a risk on an original idea of a brand new thing. They're just going to recycle ideas over and over and over again because they know it works.
Right, of course. Why not? Yeah, right. I mean,
do you want to?
The bottom line is money, right?
That's why it's kind of refreshing to see like something new, like Uncut Gems, like kind of was new. Freaking Kevin Garnett was in that, who I used to love as a basketball player. Kevin Garnett is one of the main characters.
Well, he might as well do that because he can't play. Well,
Kevin Garnett was a co-producer on the movie.
Wow.
So he was in that. Yeah.
Oh, you know what that means? Yeah. He gave money to the movie. That's what that means.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And then he wanted to be in it. Yeah.
Yeah. I was wondering, do you want to go through our picks for the different like big categories, or
all right? So that's one thing I was going to do. So if you want, we'll sort of wrap the show up. We'll just real quick run down, take a shot in the dark.
I could read off the list of each section.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. So if you want, Brian, even if you don't know, just take a shot in the dark, and if you want to, we'll keep track.
Whoever loses this, what are we
Brian,
doing?
can you do that?
So no, that sounds.
I mean,
good
if that's what you think, you know what I mean.
I like that
because I'm not going to keep track of it otherwise.
No, I know.
Right. So
Brian, you have to keep track of this.
Rob had a great idea for a punishment for whoever loses, or at least whoever and if it's multiple people, it's multiple people. For basically whoever doesn't lose, he said that whoever loses.
Well, who gets to choose? That's the thing. Who chooses? The person
who wins.
The person who wins chooses what movie you watch. So basically, this is the idea.
All right.
Whoever wins this Oscars pool, we'll call the loosely related Oscar ballot contest.
There you go.
We'll call it.
Right.
Whoever wins gets to pick for all the other losers the worst possible movie they can think of, and the three people have to watch it together.
Yeah, and just to make sure they watch it all, they have to do a small little review on the next episode.
Exactly, and then you have to
we know they watched that crap.
Exactly, yeah. So now, if there's multiple losers, here's what I was going to say. Should we do it where each person has to watch a different terrible movie? So, like, say, for example, like for me, if I won, I would say, like, Dr. Dolittle for you. I'm going to give Rob
if you have multiple
Room, and I'm going to give Brian, I don't know, I'm going to make Brian watch Iron Man 2, because that would be like Brian's worst nightmare.
Snubs.
Which is the worst one.
Snubs.
But should we do that, though, where like one person picks for everyone?
Can we really
else,
count them all do that? Joe yelled at me the one time I said, let's all watch it. Too much prep.
Too much homework.
Too much prep. The only prep I do is H.
No, we're doing
you guys
this.
Do want the rest
all right,
of
that sounds good. So then, all right, so then
guys,
whoever wins picks one terrible movie for the other losers to watch.
All right.
And you have to watch it and just write a brief little review. No, nothing crazy, one paragraph.
I want a 1 hour presentation.
All right, exactly.
If I win, you're all watching Gamer.
That sounds good. So obviously, we're not going to be able to do this until the episode following the Oscars.
Correct.
So that won't be for about 2 weeks. But still, 2 weeks we'll have this. All right. So Brian, whenever you're ready, I got a little list here.
Okay.
I'm going to try to keep track of all of these.
So I'll start with Best Picture. Then.
All right, Best Picture.
Well, we said that, right?
Yeah. We did say that.
We'll do it again.
Yeah,
okay.
Rehash it again.
So, for Best Picture, we have Ford v. Ferrari, The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, Joker, Little Women, Marriage Story, 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Parasite. Which one do you think will win?
All right. Well, I'm going to say definitely, I believe I said Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, so I'm going to say that.
I said 1917.
All right.
And I also said 1917.
Okay.
I'm going to change my mind to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Okay. Sounds good.
I bet you Parasite will win.
Yeah, it's possible.
We're all screwed.
We're all watching a stupid ass.
I like to predict what I'm that I'm
You know
wrong.
what we'll do? Should we do just like the main category?
Yeah, main categories. Best actor, best actor.
We're not going to do best music of a short animated made in Mississippi.
Best costume
Best
design.
documentary about ant hills in Africa.
We're not going to do best documentary short.
Hey, they had that movie, what was it called? Honey Island or something? That was basically that. I think she was raising bees or something.
Yeah, they did.
All right,
yeah.
Brian, what we got? Best actor we'll do next, I guess, right?
Lead actor, yes.
Best actor.
Best lead actor.
Okay, best lead actor.
Antonio Banderas, Pain and Glory. Mm-hmm. Leo DiCaprio, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Okay.
Adam Driver, Marriage Story. Joaquin Phoenix, Jesus, oh my gosh. Joaquin Phoenix, Joker. And Jonathan Pryce, Two Popes.
Well, I'm obviously going to say Joaquin. I have a feeling that's going to go around the room.
Yes.
All right.
Joaquin.
Yeah, Joaquin.
All right.
Yeah, I agree, Joaquin.
All right. Joaquin Phoenix is all around the board. Brian, you can move on to the next.
This is lead actress.
All right.
We got Cynthia Erivo and Harriet, Scarlett Johansson in Marriage Story. I know how to say her name. Saoirse Ronan and Little
Saoirse
Woman.
Ronan. Yes.
I definitely butchered that. Charlize Theron in Bombshell and Renee Zellweger and Judy.
All right. So I think I honestly think that I'm probably going to go. Who played Harriet? What was the woman from Harriet?
Cynthia Erivo.
Cynthia Erivo. I'm going to go with her from Harriet. Cynthia Erivo.
I'm going to go with Saoirse Ronan.
All right.
Is that right? Did I say
I
that?
think it's Saoirse Ronan.
Yeah, Saoirse Ronan.
I don't
She's got like X's and I's and U's in there.
Saoirse Ronan.
Sushi and the Banshees.
Yes. What did you say, Dad?
Saoirse Ronan.
Saoirse Ronan. Okay.
Yeah, I also think Sacha Cohen is going to.
Yeah, Sacha Baron Cohen.
Sacha
I
Baron.
think Borat's going to win Best
Prime
Actress. Best
Minister-
Actress, sorry.
Prime
I'm gonna
Minister
go
of
with,
Congo.
Yeah. All right.
I'm going to go with Charlize Theron.
Charlize.
in Marriage
Wow.
Story.
It's Saoirse.
Saoirse Ronan.
Saoirse Ronan.
All right, Brian, who you
I
got?
think I actually really love Saoirse Ronan. She's like
Okay.
one of my favorite actresses. I'm going to go with her.
Okay,
Yeah, she was in
good.
She was Lady
the-
Bird.
Lady Bird.
I
right,
love her.
right.
Lady Bird
Yeah,
was
she was
a good
good.
movie. I love that movie.
That was a good movie.
All right, Brian, Best Director. I guess we'll just jump to. You want to jump to that?
I got to get back to the list. So we're going to skip supporting.
Yeah,
can do
sure.
supporting.
Yeah, let's just,
We might need some separation. We're all
You want to do that? Yeah, all right, all right,
Yeah,
all right,
yeah,
we'll
yeah.
go
okay,
with
we'll do supporting.
All right.
Supporting actor. Tom Hanks in A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. Anthony Hopkins, Two Popes. Al Pacino, The Irishman. Joe Pesci, The Irishman. Brad Pitt, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
I'm going to say Brad Pitt and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
This one is a tough one, actually.
I know, I feel like it's tough.
It is a tough one.
But just for the sake of diversity, I'll go with Al Pacino in
Okay.
The Irishman.
I'll go with Hopkins.
Oh, wow.
I'm torn between Hopkins and Pacino.
You got to give the Hop one more. He's like 98 years old.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to say Al Pacino.
Okay, sounds good.
What do you know?
He was very good as Pope Francis Anthony Hopkins. It was a good movie. That's a
Brad
really
Pitt,
good movie.
I think, is a bold choice for that one, but
I'm
it
screwed
could work.
because I haven't
That could be
seen like
good.
any of these.
They're all.
So either did the people voting. Don't worry.
Yeah, that's true.
really.
You know, it's a big
I saw most of them. I saw out of all of that. I didn't see.
6 to 9. We heard you.
I didn't see. Once the Neighborhood, Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, because
Yes.
I grew up. It was like torture for me when I was a kid watching that.
Yep.
And I don't care how good the movie is. I will not watch that movie.
I
do not want to see another minute of
Mr. Rogers.
Mr. Rogers.
I want to see it. It looks
Sorry.
good, man.
It's more about his life than anything.
I
just made a
don't
documentary
care.
about
I
that
honestly
not
don't
long ago.
care.
Yeah, they did. They did.
How many things are we going to do about Mr. Rogers?
I honestly
I know.
don't care. I know he's a good man.
No,
Great.
I don't know.
I'm very proud of you. I'm not interested.
That's
Thank
fine.
you.
Yeah, listen, that's
Great.
fair. There's a lot of good
Now
people
we
out there.
lost some old biddy out in Chicago watching us.
Watching him would make me feel like I'm such a shitty person too. So
See, that's funny. Yeah. That's
know what
not.
I mean?
You're not wrong there. You're definitely not wrong there.
All right, here we go. So supporting actress:
Okay.
Kathy Bates and Richard Jewell.
Okay.
Laura Dern in Marriage Story. Scarlett Johansson and Jojo. She was in Jojo Rabbit.
She was. She was phenomenal.
big
Florence Pugh in Little Woman and Margot Robbie in Bombshell.
I'm gonna say Scarlett Johansson. She was incredible in Jojo Rabbit. She was great in that movie.
I'm gonna agree.
Okay.
I'm not gonna go with that.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with.
I'm just not.
I'm not.
I'm
I
going
didn't
to
see
choose
Bombshell. I
myself.
do have it. I'm not going to. I will see it, but I think
Bombshell like the
I will go with Florence
Silly
Pugh. Is that right?
Yep.
Florence Pugh in Little Women.
Sounds
you know
good.
These people are all rich. We can pronounce. We can mispronounce it. Yes,
exactly.
Yeah,
I predict that Little Women's going to take home the most Oscar nominations.
Okay.
I have a. You know what? I have a feeling that I agree.
I can see it. I can see it.
Yeah.
I can definitely see it. It's possible. Definitely possible. Rob, what do you got? Best supporting actress.
I'm not sure. I think I'm going to make my own movie called Big Women.
Okay, Big Women. Okay, good. Who are we going to pick in that movie, Rob?
It's going to be the four of us.
The four of us. Big Women.
That's like going to be our new podcast, The Big Women.
I don't know if I've ever pitched this idea to you guys, but I wanted to make a parody on A Quiet Place called A Loud Establishment.
A Loud Establishment. That's pretty good.
Right.
That's this podcast, pretty much.
I wonder if anyone's voting.
If you were here about 2 hours ago, it was The Loud Establishment.
Exactly.
You think people are voting on loosely related snubs?
Who
are we snubbing?
We've snubbed just about everybody.
We're snubbing people.
Next week's episode.
All right, I'm going to go with
Jared Leto's very upset with what I said about his Joker performance.
Charlize Theron.
No, best supporting actress.
She's not there.
That's the fever talking, Rob.
I want to
Rob's
vote for her.
Delirious.
Rob, listen. Rob wants to vote for Daniel Day-Lewis for best supporting actress.
Daniel Day. Oh my God!
Let me get all that Daniel Day-Lewis
and all the last.
No, you're right. You're right.
All right.
Jack Nicholson.
Oh no! Who the?
Just go with.
I wanted to go with Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, Scarlett.
They're all blonde women I've never met.
ScarJo.
All right, here we go.
Okay. Wait, Brian, you also said her as well, right?
Yes, I said Scarlett Johansson.
All right, we got best director.
Oh, yeah, so best director.
Right.
Martin Scorsese, The Irishman.
Okay.
Todd Phillips, Joker. Sam Mendes, 1917. Quentin Tarantino, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And Bong Joon-ho in Parasite.
Okay.
Watch your mouth.
I'm actually going to say Quentin Tarantino for this. I think Quentin Tarantino is going to finally get his first Best Director win for this movie.
I'm been hearing a lot of good stuff about 1917.
Yeah.
Didn't Christopher Nolan win Best Director for
He did not win
Dunkirk?
He did not. No.
Oh, he didn't?
No, he did not. That was the year that The Shape of Water won. That was
that was Best Picture though. But he
also won the Best Director.
I think that it's definitely going to be
Guillermo del Toro.
I think it's definitely going to be between Quentin Tarantino and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood or
just one
Sam Mendes. I'm going to go with Sam Mendes for
Sam
1917.
Mendes. Okay.
Just for diversity.
Yeah, man.
I'm also going to go with Sam Mendes.
Scorsese.
I'm trying to use a lot of big words to see how many times I can confuse you on the podcast today.
Okay, yeah. I've been confused since before we even started.
All right.
All that sawdust went right to my brain.
I know.
As well as all the asbestos. But yeah.
You have seen him before. He was just walking back and forth.
I voted asbestos.
Brian, as a tiebreaker, let's throw in best cinematography. Just as a tiebreaker. We're going to throw that in there because we kind of... we
Also, we're going to do best animated or we're going to go for actually...
Oh, you know what? We're going to do best animated too because we need... You know what we do? We do need some diversity over here.
Okay.
We need some diversity up in this this podcast.
Up in this
What
place.
are you talking about?
Piece.
What is this like? It's not like there's 4 white guys here.
Well,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying.
No.
We need some diversity. All right.
Okay, so for animated feature, we got How to Train Your Dragon.
Wait. Best cinematography first, because I already wrote it down, and I'm not tight. I'm not. I don't hit backspace, Brian.
That's fair. Okay.
I only forward space.
Forward space.
So best
Constantly
cinematography.
moving forward.
Okay.
There you go. The Irishman, Rodrigo Prieto.
Okay.
Joker, Lawrence Sher. The Lighthouse, Jareen Blashek.
Okay.
1917, Roger Deakins, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Robert Richardson.
Roger Deakins did 1917. That's my favorite cinematographer. He did that.
I feel like I'm watching the Oscars right now with Brian announcing them.
And the Oscar.
I'm actually going to say Joker though for that. I'm going to say Joker for best.
You guys can't see it, but we made him dress up in a tux. He has the envelope and everything.
Yeah, he has the envelope.
Yeah.
Yep. He has a little
teleprompter.
He has a
better give me the right envelope.
Yeah. Better get the right one.
For me, 1917.
1917. Okay.
I agree. 1917.
Rob, what do you got?
1917.
All right. Got a little diversity up in there. It's good.
Yeah, we all chose the same thing.
All right, so then we're going to go
No,
with
I actually chose Joker on that one. All right, let's get best animated feature, and we will call it a day.
Okay, so animated feature. How to Train Your Dragon, The Hidden World by Dean DeBlois. Jesus, I hope I said that. I don't care if I said that right. I Lost My Body, Jeremy Clapin. Klaus, Sergio Pablos. Missing Link, Chris Butler. And Toy Story 4, Josh Cooley.
Okay, I'm going to say How to Train Your Dragon. Is it 2?
Take 4.
Or How to Train Your Dragon. I'm going to say How to Train Your Dragon. Dad, what do you got?
I'm going to go with Toy Story 4.
Toy Story 4. Rob?
I am going to go with Missing Link.
Missing Link.
Oh, another split decision there.
Brian, what do you got over there?
I'm going to go with Toy Story 4.
Toy Story 4. I think me and Brian are going to be picking your guys.
All right, so we have our picks. We're going to go ahead. Maybe we'll throw them up on Instagram or wherever we had to throw those up. We'll see what some of your guys' picks are. But in the meantime, I really hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Stay tuned to the Oscars. Stay tuned to our results. And as always, if you want to check us out, you can always find us at the usual places. You can find us at our website, looselyrelatedpodcast.com. You can find us on Instagram at loosely_related. You can find us on Twitter at LRPodcast. And you can find us wherever you get your podcasts and also on YouTube. And again, we thank you for tuning in, and we enjoy. Let us know in those comments below what your favorite movies are. If you disagree with any of the things we said here, if you really, really like The Irishman, explain to us why you have such bad taste in film.
And then never watch a movie again.
Yeah, exactly. Please. No, but seriously, guys, take care, and we will see you next time.
Peace out.
Bye.
Bye.